Right. Welcome, warriors, to the Daily Warrior Ritual Challenge, day 22. So, today it's more of continue implementing and making any necessary adjustments. Okay. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about being flexible and realizing that, again, things will not go the way you thought it would. And I like to keep on speaking about it because it's just so much the truth. It's just such the truth. Like when you just don't expect, well, I won't say expect everything to go wrong, but just never expect it to always go the way you thought. And be appreciative when the days where things just planned out just the right way you wanted it to, and it's so fulfilling. Those are the days we should always just cherish, especially when sometimes when our lives and things that come into our lives sometimes just creates complete and total chaos. So just, I know some people struggle with flexibility in some ways, and needs a structure, and I believe in structure, but sometimes, especially when we're implementing things and just figuring it out, we need to just stay fluid in our movements when it comes to this until we find something that truly works for us. And then we could get a little more stabilized and more rooted with what it is that we're working on. So I suggest to build in flexibility, um, and that also means when you continue to implement with your routine, your ritual, your routine. I like to fluctuate between ritual and routine habits. It's essentially all the same. Prioritize your tasks. Be open to trying new things. So again, like yesterday or day 20, yes, day 21, I mentioned gamifying your routines and or habits. That may help for some people, to make it fun and interactive, and like to be able to level up in the game systems, whatever it is that you're working on. There's other techniques, but I just thought I would talk about gaming. I've never really thought about that until I heard about it a few months ago. So um, practice mindfulness. Um, just stay present and adapt to change, and you'll be able to adapt a little way more easier to change. Uh, and just like taking deep breaths, again, placing your hand over your heart and taking a few deep breaths and just connecting to your hand on your heart for like, I would say a good 2 to 3 minutes, just doing that whenever you just start feeling overwhelmed, and just focusing yourself and re-establishing what it is that you're working on. This is why, you keep your routines and plans very close. Sometimes we need to reiterate why it is that we're doing what it is that we're doing. And, stay organized. Try to keep things organized as far as um, your routines and um, what it is that you're working on, and tracking it. That's another thing. Tracking, as far as tracking how much time it takes you to do certain things and stuff like that. I know, again, it's easy to be like, oh, it's too hard, I'm not doing it, and then just give up. But just think about in a month's time, 2 months, 3 months, by the end of 2023, if this is when you're doing this, if this is, you know, um, if you're doing this, let's say in January or February of 2023, and then once again, we're back in December, and you're still talking about doing the same thing that you said you were going to do 11 months prior, and then you didn't, you know, you're creating nothing but shame and regret and remorse for not doing something and saying that you were going to, and then stick to it. Stick to it, regardless of how you may feel. Those feelings come and go. Feelings are waves of emotions. So, just, take your time. It's not something that you should try to rush. I know sometimes the excitement of potentially getting to what it is that you want could be, fun to imagine in your mind, but sometimes just slowing down, enjoying the flows of how you're working out what works for you and what doesn't, and just like having fun with yourself, becoming childlike in this aspect. So again, this is day 22 of the Daily Warrior Challenge. I hope this helps. Work on becoming more fluid and being okay. Things are not going to be okay. They're not going to work in your favor always, but just, count the wins when you do get things, when you get your routine to work in your favor that day, and or there's no interruptions. I love when there's no interruptions, when I set out to do something and I'm able to execute plus extra, you know. And I hope this helps. And I will speak to you all on day 23. Love thyself, learn thyself. And I'll speak to you all in the next video. Bye.